be a champion, you must do all the things right all the time.
You got to do everything you can to be as patient as you can and still make good time.
Martinsville is the one I'm most excited for. It's a track that I've finally hit the rhythm with over the last few years. The majority of the guys in the chase struggle at Martinsville.
When you catch somebody, you have to be patient with it and not push the issue too early in the race. Well, after you make your last pit stop, then it's everybody for yourself.
Make a mistake, the win doesn't happen, and the championship goes away to somebody else.
And so we come to race number 6 in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup from tiny Martinsville Speedway, where so many great champions have graced the winner's circle over the years. In the first 5 chase races this year, the pattern has been a few drivers having trouble, while some others like Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Burton have managed not only to avoid it, but race hard and race strong. A couple of years ago, Jeff Burton was the championship leader coming into this race, but finished 42nd and fell to 3rd in points, while Jimmy Johnson has won this race the last 2 years and gone on to win the championship. What will it be today? 500 grinding laps will tell us. The drivers are settling into their cars. The engines fire in a moment, and race 6 in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup will begin on a nice autumn afternoon in south central Virginia. Temperature expected to be about 60 for a high, a 0% chance of rain in the forecast. Well, it's been a big weekend for the Fenway half of the Roush Fenway group so far. With more on the racing side, let's go to pit road and Jamie Little.
Well, Alan, 2 of the 5 Roush Fenway drivers are looking for a breakthrough today without a lot to lose. Jamie McMurray finished 5th at Charlotte last weekend. His best finish of the year and the highest for a Roush Fenway driver. He was 5th in Happy Hour yesterday. That car looks pretty stout. Now, David Reagan, remember just 2 years ago, Tony Stewart said he's a dart without feathers? Well, he's come a long way, coming off 3 top 10 finishes. He is in a backup car, backup motor. He'll drop to the back today, but they're confident they have a top 10 car. Shannon Spake?
Jamie, one driver looking to seal the deal here at Martinsville is Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's led the most laps in 2 of the last 3 races. Plus, he's led more laps here at this racetrack than any other track on the circuit. But he's failed to lead the most important, and that is the last lap. It's the last short track race on the circuit, and certainly this 88 team would love to end their day in victory lane. Dave?
Shannon, timing will be everything for Matt Kenseth, who starts 11th and pits just behind Bill Elliott, who starts 37th. Matt hopes that his crew gets their work done so fast that he's out of here before Bill even gets here. That way, he can use that part of Bill's stall to exit his race car. If the timing goes just wrong, Bill could be pulling in while Matt's trying to pull out, and that would be bad. Look for this, especially on the first round of pit stops. Mike?
Piece of real estate here at the Martinsville Speedway. Of course, this is pit exit. 4 chasers occupy these first 4 pit stalls, and that gives them somewhat of an advantage. Easy in, easy out, and also a little bit of protection from the chaos behind them. And here at a track where track position is so critical, this could be the most beneficial thing to starting up front. Alan?
Oh, pit road's going to be a crowded place today. We will see how the work of the crews changes the story of the day. Earlier, we told you the story of the Grand Marshal for today's race, Staff Sergeant Robert Hankins. It's time for him to do the job he won that contest to come here for, and that's say those 4 magic words to get the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Chase race number 6 underway here at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia.
Race fans, it's time for the words you've been waiting for the most famous words in motorsports. Welcome back our honorary starter and Grand Marshal, U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Robert Hankins.
This goes out to all my fellow soldiers in Alpha Company 64th Brigade Support Battalion out of Fort Carson, Colorado, currently serving in Iraq. Gentlemen, start your engines!
Crank them up, crank them up. Fired up. Crank it, fired up, crank it up. All right, buddy, you got me? I got you. You got me loud and clear? Yeah, I do. Just like what we spoke about, nice and easy, do our job, be there at the end. That's going to be the key. Have a good time, and it'll be great at the end. I appreciate everything this week, guys. And forward, buddy. And forward. Just remember, we appreciate your efforts, man, no matter what.
All right, so as the field warms on the track, let's go high above the front stretch to our broadcast booth. To call the race, here are Dr. Jerry Punch, Dale Jarrett, and Andy Petrie. Doc?
Thanks, Alan. You know, for millions of fans, Martinsville Speedway is the Fenway Park or Wrigley Field of NASCAR, a storied facility that is steeped in history and tradition. Drivers realize, though, that this race can either turn your season around or tear it apart. Question is, which will it be and for whom? Well, let's visit with one of those drivers. Our in-race reporter today is Clint Boyer. Let's talk to him.
Clint, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Hey, Clint, no arrow or clean hair to worry about this week, but what is your biggest challenge with this racetrack?
Yeah, just staying patient, staying out of trouble. You know, starting up front goes a long ways here. Really excited about our starting position and learning from these guys. You got to learn from them so you can beat them.
Okay, Clint, our second question comes from our ESPN mailbag, and Patrick in Grand Rapids, Minnesota would like to know, how beneficial is your past short track experience in racing on a track like Martinsville?
You know, one would think that it would go a long ways, but this Martinsville track seems to be a different animal from anything I've ever been on. It's been the one that's taken me the longest to figure out, and we're getting closer. We're gaining on it. Good day today will go a long way.
All right, Clint, one more quick question. Is this car harder to drive here than the old car?
You know, I think it is a little bit, but it's just this racetrack. It takes a lot of discipline as a driver, you know, not getting in a corner too hard, picking up the gas too early. Those are your tendencies that you want to do, and it's hard for some reason to discipline yourself to do that. But I got a spotter that's a pain in my rear, and he'll be on the radio telling me not to do that all day long.
All right, Clint, thanks. Have a great day. And now Andy's going to talk to your crew chief, Gil Martin.
All right, bye.
Hello, Gil. Andy Petrie up here. Do you have us?
Yeah, Andy, I got a copy on you.
Hey, Gil, this little short track at Martinsville can be a nightmare when it comes to strategy. What are you going to do? What kind of strategy are you going to use to get that 07 in position for that last run?
Well, our Jack Daniels Chevrolet was good on long runs yesterday in practice, but I think what we're going to have to do is almost treat it like a road race. We're going to back it up to where we think we can make it, because there's so many cautions that come out at the end of this race that you've got to be on the racetrack because you're not really going to make it up on tires.
How about your equipment, Gil, as far as the brakes are concerned? You know, our brakes are a lot better than they used to be, but this car is a challenge. How are the brakes going to hold up?
Well, if we've done our job right, he won't have to use that much brakes today. But if we don't have the car handling like it needs to be, he's going to have to carry us a little bit on the brakes to take care of them. We'll remind him to keep his foot off of the brakes, but the brake companies have done an excellent job. We've got Brembos on this car today, and we're happy with them. And I think we're going to have brakes throughout today.
Okay, Gil, y'all have a good race and good luck. Thanks for talking to us.
All right, Andy. See you. Thanks.